the bullet fragments are inconclusive. Obviously, a second shooter hit the chest plate and the microphone exploded. A palm pistol on a plane, drones. They swapped the body.
You've lost your damn mind, Charlie.
You probably saw this absolute slop of a headline that was written last week by the Daily Mail about the bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk. The bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk did not match the rifle used by suspect Tyler Robinson. That's it. Game over. Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk in spite of all of the available evidence. Call it. It was Israel, right? Yeah. And this is what people said online. They said, whoa, finally, it's a total cover-up. It's an op. It's an op. It's an op. Okay, is that true? Well, we talked through it because that's just one headline, and did that headline actually reflect what the report said? Well, no, actually. And the headline didn't reflect that at all. What it said is that a ATF report comparison between the jacket and the fragment recovered during an autopsy of Charlie Kirk was inconclusive. The result of the comparison was inconclusive. Why was it inconclusive? Well, because the bullet fragmented. This is a massive problem with 30-06 rounds because they are fired with such power and high velocity, and that they often fragment. This can be a huge problem if you're hunting with a 30-06. For instance, it'll lead to lead contamination. The bullets will go everywhere if they hit bone in particular. The bullet that hit Charlie, it hit bone. It hit his spinal column, and it fragmented. And they have a bunch of these fragments, though. They were able to recover multiple fragments. But anyway, slot merchants ran with this without giving you proper context. I'm perfectly fine with people asking questions. I'm perfectly fine with people who want to engage in good faith debate. But you can't just outright lie and say that it doesn't match. That's not what the ATF said. And now we have learned even more about what's actually going on here with the bullet that was recovered from Charlie Kirk's body. Bullet fragments found in Charlie Kirk's autopsy were 30 caliber, ballistics report says. So the caliber actually matches the firearm that was used by Tyler Robinson. Let's look. The ATF report in Tyler Robinson's case is now available. It's new information that we didn't know. They have 1 bullet jacket fragment and 4 lead fragments recovered from Charlie's autopsy. The jacket is identified as coming from a 30 caliber class bullet. So now they have the correct caliber class matching with the gun. The jacket fragment is shared with class characteristics in Tyler Robinson's Mauser 98 rifle. So the rifle couldn't be excluded. Now they're saying the opposite of what this fake news headline is, right? Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk does not match rifle. Well, now the paperwork from the actual ATF, which is available right here, and you're welcome to go read it for yourself. I encourage you to read it, please. But what you'll find is that it says that we can't exclude the gun, meaning if it was the wrong caliber of bullet, then we'd be able to say this wasn't a murder weapon. Well, a murder weapon. This is a murder weapon that Tyler Robinson was carrying that day, and so he didn't do it. This wasn't the gun. This was the only gun that he had. So Tyler Robinson may have been on that rooftop with this gun, but it ain't it. They're saying that they can't exclude it because it's the exact same caliber as the rifle. The engravings on the cartridge casing are consistent with a rotary tool like a Dremel. Remember, he engraved multiple bullets. He only fired one round, but he engraved multiple bullets with left-wing messaging. According to the motion, the state now wants to conduct virtual comparison microscopy on the jacket casing in new technology in which the item is 3D scanned and virtually compared to a test fire. This might require analysts to unfold portions of the jacket, which could leave marks on the tool used to unfold the material. So why would they do this exactly? I found actually a very interesting training video here that sort of shows the elements of a firearm that is used in order to identify a bullet. And what you are looking at here is something that is as discernible, if you have the right tools, as a fingerprint when it comes to a gun. And this is something that is going to be used, hopefully, in Charlie's case, because when you fire a bullet out of a gun, there are so many various ways inside of the chamber that affects the bullet itself, that affects the actual cartridge, the bullet, the fragmentation of the bullet if it hits a body. But there are markings that are absolutely consistent, as long as the gun hasn't been fired too many times in between rounds, that would show you that this is indeed a bullet fragment from the gun. And so you can see the various mechanisms of the firearm that make a mark on the bullet, a very distinguishable mark that can be replicated with each firing, and the interactions between the bullet and the chamber. And this is what they're going to be looking for. Because you will be able to find out beyond a shadow of a doubt if the bullet that entered Charlie's neck did in fact come from the gun that Tyler Robinson had on the rooftop. Again, you're going to have so many different impressions that are left on the bullet, everything from the ejector to the firing pin to the plate to the interior of the gun barrel. It's all going to literally leave a mark and will be replicatable. And they have the murder weapon, ejector, extractor, breech, face, firing pin. If they have the weapon, they'll be able to fire another round out of it. That's what they would do. They'd fire another round into like a tank of water. And then they'd be able to get the round, and they'd be able to get the jacket, and they'd be able to compare them. And then you'd be able to find out. So this is what they're asking for. The state also wants to do a metallurgical testing of lead fragment, the precise nature of which is unspecified. The defense filed in January 9th motion that they requested to be able to photograph the jacket casing in its current state and to attend the photography in any future testing, and to request its requests were denied. The motion is requested that testing be not allowed to proceed without these conditions. Evaluate testing. Okay, so they're just going to try and delay this. But you can see here, this is the literal ATF report, and the ATF report is saying that this is of a 30 caliber weapon. ATF analysis of the bullet used to kill Charlie has been made public and confirmed that the bullet was from a 30 caliber class, which is a 30-06 member. The analysis also found that the Mauser 98 could have potentially fired the bullet. Okay, so it's inconclusive. The spent cartridge case positive fired from Robinson's rifle, not the slam dunk the defense hoped for. This is inconclusive, right? Like it's not. It's positive in the sense that it's from the same caliber of rifle. They still need to do more testing. They need to fire another round. They need to compare the engravings, and then they have a match. They'll have a match. An ATF report found it's the same caliber, but it was so deformed that the analyst couldn't make a definitive match. It's inconclusive. The ATF lab described finding a 30 caliber class deformed damaged bullet jacket and 4 lead fragments. The prosecutors can prove the fired cartridge case was positively ID'd as fired from Robinson's rifle. The tool marks on the casing match a rotary engraving tool that they found at Robinson's home. And now the state wants to go further, running a new virtual comparison microscopy technology, metallurgical testing on the fragments, and firing test rounds. Everybody said it wasn't a 30 caliber bullet. The ATF disagrees. They just literally blew a hole in your actual conspiracy theory. The deadly 30 caliber class projectile split at least 5 pieces on impact. Ready explanation for how a 30-06 caused no exit wound. 30 cal confirmed consistent with the Mauser 98. Okay. And this is also why they want, of course, to ban all cameras from Charlie Kirk's murder trial. Don't let them do that. And just a reminder, fragmentation is a very regular, widely witnessed occurrence in 30 caliber bullets. Fragmentation happens because of the high velocity of the bullets and power the bullets are fired with. And it's really annoying for hunters, or game hunters. So there it is. That's the information that we know so far. This trial needs to happen. It needs to happen right away, as far as I'm concerned. Wait and see. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, subscribe. For the truth. See ya.